So, a couple things here. It looks like I'm having microphone check. Looks like I'm having some audio issues. Oh man. Um, and there we go. There we go. There's that. Let's get to chat. And let's see if we can do this. Just checking on YouTube real quick and see if everything's going all right. So what happened was I tried to use Streamlabs, and for some reason Streamlabs was not working for me today, which really sucks. So I'm just going to check in and see if this is working. All right. Oh, I need to change the title on that. Sorry, I apologize. 1 second here. All right, so that's working. Change the title on that. All right, so all right. Hey, sorry about that. So yeah, I tried to work with Streamlabs this morning, and unfortunately, it was being a pain in my butt and didn't want to multi-stream. So now I've got to go through this weird little secondary program I have called Restream, which is pretty cool. It's all right. Let me just get my stuff going here and share that. All right. Unfortunately, I can't move my big head. Well, maybe I can. No. Nope. Can't move my big head. All I can do is switch between the two. All right. So I'm over here. It's either over there or over here. And I think I'd rather go this way. That way y'all can see more of the market. I'll just remember that my big head's over in the right-hand corner this morning. Okay. So good morning. Hope everybody's weekend was good. I ended up with a new puppy yesterday. And no, I'm not going to go grab him and bring him over because he's sleeping right now. And we like it when puppies sleep. But I can show you a picture. Maybe. Let's see if this works. See if this works. And then I got to fight with Streamlabs to figure out what's going on with them. All right. And let's see. Oh, I posted a picture on Twitter, but let's see if I can. Let's see. Like this. Like this. Right. He's really not as sad as he looks. I promise you. He's cute though. All right, let's go. Becky wants to know if we can check Amazon and Google. Absolutely. We'll get into those in 1 second. And yeah, let's just get into it. We have a bunch of news this morning as well. And I'm going to get started with that. All right, so Snapchat was downgraded to neutral from outperform at Wedbush. Yeah, we are going to be, so lots of stuff. I'm getting excited here. Let me get our futures up. Crypto tanked this weekend as well, so I got to start looking at a crypto chart just for the giggles. Large caps like Apple and Facebook may get a bounce today, so I'm just going to keep that in mind. But Howard, Snapchat. Oh, Snappy Chat got downgraded to outperform at Wedbush. I think they're going to continue to fall. I can't believe this used to trade at $60 or $75. Currently, it's out of the bottom of the 4-hour Keltner channel, below the 50. Okay, and this is on the 4-hour. Next stop, it just hit the monthly bottom Keltner channel, and when stocks hit that level, they usually bounce. Right, they'll usually get a little reversal because that is a major level of support. But with the downgrade, we can see. So if it does continue to fall off, we've got 27 incoming, so another $3 drop, or we rally off of the monthly bottom towards the 4-hour Keltner channel bottom. right? We rally off of this bottom up to this 4-hour bottom, 4-hour mid, which would be a retrace to the 21 EMA on the 4 hours or 35.50, right? So up, back test, up to the mid, make a decision at the mid, whether we go back up to the top, monthly bottom, or daily bottom, and then from daily cloud into the weekly. So lots of decisions that are going to need to be made at this level. With as heavy as the market is, I mean, I would definitely put 26.85 on your, as a downside target. Just wait to see how the market opens up. And let me see what else we got here. I was screwing around with my setups this weekend, and I don't want that logo on there. There we go. There we go. So 15-minute 4-hour chart. I don't know if I want the 4-hour up as much as I'd want possibly the daily. I think the daily makes more sense. There we go. Big old drop, right? For us to find support, we got to look left, and right, we're coming up on that level of support where Snapchat chills at like at the 27 $25, $27 level. So 30 will be key psychological. If it breaks down through that, look at 27 to 25 to the downside. Oversold. MACD curl down. Just Snapchat it's in trouble. Okay. Netflix, right, mentioned somewhat positively in Barron, saying shares have been struggling for months, but it may be a good time to buy shares after the company missed subscriber estimates last Thursday, plunging 20% following results. However, that seemed to kind of keep it up. It hasn't taken out Friday's lows, so that's good, right? If it cracks below 380, yeah, if it goes below 380, 375, 350 incoming, right? This is super heavy. Do I want to try to catch a dead cat on this? No, I'd rather give it a couple days to show me that it's willing to retrace. Okay. And people that made hundreds of thousands of dollars off of this, don't give it all back. If you made a bunch of money on Netflix, just make sure that you don't give it back. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Opco Health, OPK. Are you down with OPK? Yeah, you know me. Let's see. 30. Oh, yeah, dude. Facebook looks so good for pullback. Just kidding. Opco Health, OPK. Share slipped late Friday as FDA declines to approve growth hormone deficiency treatment that it developed with Pfizer. Yeah, big old drop off of that. It's a little penny stock. It's below its lows. Just it's going to go to zero. Biogene, BGNE, right? Announced positive findings of its phase 3 trial of its drug versus placebo in combination with the chemotherapy in the first-line treatment for patients with locally advanced, unrestrictable, and metastatic gastric or gastrophalangeal junction endocrinology. Yeah, came out with positive news, basically. So with this one, 4-hour top, weekly cloud, it can fight its way out of the 4-hour top. It can hit that 270 range. You think I have a dual live again? Are you serious? I shouldn't though. Just a second. Let me figure it out. You're right, I do. All right, I'll kill one of them. I will kill one of them. No, I've only got the one live. There's 3 of them here that have decided that they wanted to. Yeah, that should fix it. It's deleting those videos. Yeah, I think I've just got the one now. Thanks. I appreciate that, Johnny. Really do appreciate it, brother. All right. All right. What was I say? Biogene. So positive results. If it can break up out of the up out of the 4-hour top, little double, triple top action here. 1, 2, 3 reversal. It can hit 270 based on that positive news, but it does got to get above. Right. It's got to clear this 255 level. This looks pretty good for a healthcare play. All right. And then Bitcoin leveraged stocks added to their last week's sharp losses, with many names approaching or at below 52-week lows amid a 50% pullback in Bitcoin. Off of November record highs, last down below 34,000. I made the mistake of trying to play Bitcoin this weekend, and which reminds me, I need to probably maybe check in on some of these positions. Since last time I checked, I was down a little bit. Last time I checked, I was down a little bit. Let's see. Shiba Inu is dying a slow, painful death. I'm checking on Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin is looking to make. If it needs, okay, so we'll get into Bitcoin, okay, because it's going to be important. So stocks that trade in Bitcoin, like Mara, right? Mara is probably down. Mara's back down at 20. This is a $50 stock. Mara, these are. I'm looking to get into these cheap. Right, Riot's down at 10 or 13. That's super cheap. MSTR. So basically a 50% pullback, right? OSTK. Why is Overstock lumped in with Bitcoin? Yeah, I wouldn't trade Overstock. But Mara, I think Mara's got potential at 1950. Look at this. Like, as soon as Mara shows some signs of recovery, Mara, like, it's unfortunately the next stop for Mara is monthly bottom at $1.50. So Bitcoin is going to be important today. If it takes out its weekend lows of, what is that, $33,050 or ish, 33,042. If it takes that out, Mara may drop to sub 15. If it drops to sub 15, I'm probably going to buy a bunch of that because it will eventually recover. And it's just going to go in my long-term hold account that I just buy stocks and don't even look checking on them for, I have a I have a calendar event that says go check on your long-term stocks, right? There is probably a better way to do that, but it's just the way I do it. So, all right, what's up, Killa? Is Laz here yet, dude? For real? I don't think I see him. All right. Yeah, dude, let's check out Mara for later. All right. Mr. Cooper Group will be one of the few mortgage companies to weather higher interest rates, according to Barron's, because of it also processes payments, handles escrow, and deals with loan issues. Fiserv, FISV, I'd also see a turnaround after 2 years of declines, right? So Pfizer's at the bottom of the 4-hour Keltner channel. This is a great place for it to make a move back up. So news article, I mean, it's got some room. Weekly mid 105, 4-hour mid 106, daily mid 107. Like it can go 105 to 110 and then 110 to 105. So there's a $5 up and down play, right? I'm sorry, bro. You're in the wrong chat too. Oh, fudge, dude. I can't. I yeah, I'll get it fixed today. I'm so pissed about it. All right, Goldman Sachs. Yo, GS. Goldman cracks. According to Barron's, despite shares falling 10% last week on an earnings miss, now down nearly 20% bear market territory below the November high, says the sell-off provides an opportunity to invest in Wall Street's most prestigious investment bank. You think they got paid for that article? I think they did. GS, bottom of 4 hours. If it breaks the 4 hours, it's got monthly mid down at 309, right? So another $40 move to the downside. I think it finds support here and tries to make its move back up. It's got trend line resistance. That's this red line here that it's going to have to deal with at approximately that 350 level. So that 350 is key psychological level for Goldman Sachs. I personally won't trade it unless it's above 350. Why? Because I think below that it will just chop. Above 350, it's a psychological level. It's a solid stock at that level, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Boeing is to invest another $400 million in Whisk to support development of future pilotless flying taxis. The U.S. aerospace giant said on Monday. All right, so it's got earnings coming up, yo. Earnings this week. Boeing earnings, daily bottom, rip to monthly mid, below the 50, negatively stacked moving averages. I hate trading Boeing, but I'll tell you what, it's held up pretty good comparatively speaking to the rest of the market. Big rips the last couple of weeks, right? Last couple of months actually. Rejected the 200, fell below the 50 into last week. Now it's down at the daily bottom. Last time Boeing hit the daily bottom, it ripped back up above the 50. So I hate trading Boeing. You know me, I really hate it. Earnings coming up, slingshot squeeze getting ready to curl over. Red, yellow. As soon as the multi-trend goes green-esque, or this turns yellow, and we get some more curvature happening here, I may look at trading Boeing. I hate to say it, but I'm looking for a large cap that is a relative outperformer to the market. So, and Boeing moves well with news. Okay, so we'll just keep an eye on it. Wynn is in the news. Wynn is attempting to sell its Wynn betting online gambling app and has reduced the price to $500 million after scrapping a deal to take WynnBet public through a $3.2 billion SPAC transition with a company in November, according to the Wall Street Journal, or excuse me, according to the New York Post. All right, again, through the 4-hour bottom, daily bottom incoming, 84, 83. We can look at a bounce at possibly approximately 81. If it breaks previous lows, then we have to look at a larger downside move of it breaking the daily cloud down to the weekly bottom. Okay. If it bounces off the daily, then it goes back up to the daily mid, right? So it is a game of ping pong. If you notice, daily bottom, daily mid, couldn't break the 50, so it came back down to the daily bottom, right? Daily mid broke the 50, went up to the daily top, couldn't break above the daily 4-hour top, so it came back to 4-hour mid, daily mid, 4-hour bottom, daily bottom, right? It's a cycle. Okay, moving on. Did you all watch the video this weekend? Did you watch the Okay. All right. So if y'all watched the weekend video, you saw how I showed you how to flip the chart, right? Flip the script on these. All right. So just make sure you keep that in mind. Okay. Moving on. Peloton being targeted by an activist investor that wants the fitness product company to fire chief executive officer. and explore sale. Like, it's a roller coaster, right? Can we say dead cows? Let me show you this chart here. I'm going to bring this up because this is a clearly defined reversal or setting up for a larger move down. Rally to the 13. Okay, if it can't hold support, right, and continue. Let's see, that was 1, 2. So this would be 3, 4, 5. Right? I did that wrong. Dude, talk about I'm laggy AF right now. Holy cow. I gotta kill some things. Hold on. I got a new puppy. I hear it moving around. I think it's waking up. So excited. Anyway, so what I was saying is, so you get a big old dead bounce like that, you rally up to the 13. It either comes back and it finds support, right, of trending support, and then it makes a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reversal, or it breaks support and it sets up for a larger short, right? If this breaks the support, it's got nothing left to hold it. Like no monthlies, no weeklies, right? There's just nothing left to hold this stock up. So is it big old reversal time? Is it dip by the dip? Is Peloton, $1 billion company, going to go out of business because it's shut down production? No, it's not. But it has to form a correct technical pattern. And so far it hasn't. Pre-market is trying to sell off again. Okay, we will keep an eye on it. We will keep an eye on this bad mo pajama. All right. A consortium backed by activist hedge fund Starboard Valley LP has offered roughly $9 billion to buy department store Kohl's. Right? Why is that? Whoa! What the sheesh? Okay, so the group came out on Friday, offered to buy Kohl's for $64 a share in cash on Friday. So don't expect it to be more than 64, but imagine catching that move on Kohl's 47 to 64. Ooh, KSS Ripper, Ripper. I'm going to keep an eye on this for the downside move. Okay. How did we miss Kohl's? Are you? Oh, dude, I didn't watch Billions yet. No, I didn't watch it. Sorry, I apologize. I did not watch Billions yet, and let me show you why. This is why. That's why. This little guy right here got home late. Okay. All right, moving on. In world news, the UK said it was exposed to a plot by Russia to install a friendly government in Ukraine. I'm sorry. The UK said it has exposed a plot by Russia to install a friendly government in Ukraine, supporting an earlier U.S. assessment suggesting that the Kremlin is laying plans to oust its neighbor's leadership. The allegations by the British Foreign Office come amid warnings that Russia could invade Ukraine with around 100,000 troops that it has gathered near its border. Oh, look at the short getting ready to happen on Coles. Oh, it's going to be glorious. Ireland is dropping most pandemic restrictions and further sign that Europe's approach to COVID-19 is shifting towards something resembling a road back to normal. England, France, and Belgium are also easing curbs as Omicron cases remain high. Yeah, my daughter has it. Bank Flash Japan Manufacturing Purchasing Index PMI rose to seasonally adjusted 54.6 from the prior month's 54.3 to mark the fastest pace of expansion since January 2018. There's a bunch of macroeconomics that we're not going to get into. Earnings, we're getting into earnings this week. Okay, so I will look at a calendar, but today, earnings after the bell, nothing that we really trade. IBM is probably the only blue chip that's really important that I can see. Bro has earnings. Bro, how's your earnings today? Bro, after the bell. Wow, bro's a $60 stock. My bad. Sorry, bro. Don't hate, bro. I don't want no smoke. All right. Earnings. So we have market manufacturing PMIs and service PMI and composite PMIs all at 9:45 Eastern today. We do have Powell this week. There's lots of speculation around it. Probably the best person on Twitter that's posting the most real comments is Smarter Trader Sam. That dude's a genius. Love him or hate him, he knows what's what. Okay, you don't last in this game 30 years without knowing a thing or two. Okay. Again, Bitcoin is extended. I don't have a Bitcoin setup. Shoot, I wish I did. Hold on. Where's my? I'm so disorganized. Let me just do this. 1 second. Thanks, homeboy. You got me hooked up with that, and you know I'm talking to. Okay, I'm gonna add a crypto setup to our stream because I think it's important to understand what crypto is doing in comparison to gold. Okay. All right. So Bitcoin extended its double from last week, trading to the lows at 33,000 this morning, more than 50% off its all-time highs at 67,000, and has lost more than 20% of its value in just 3 weeks. Ethereum dipped below 2,300, down over 13%, with Solana and Cardano each falling at least 17% this weekend, according to Coinbase. I'm trying to buy the dip on that. I dropped $3,000 on it, realized if it's falling, I'd probably pull some of that risk off. Currently, I have about $1,000 into it. I bought Bitcoin cat. I bought some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, some Decent, some Mana, a little bit of Sol, and then Bitcoin. Is it Bitcoin Cash? I think that's what it's called. Bitcoin Cash. That's the transactional blockchain that transacts crypto. Oh, dude, I'm all about that one. It can, so for example, say Visa can only handle a certain amount of transactions per day. Bitcoin Cash can handle 70% more transactions per day than Visa. So it is the payment processing transactor, and I can't remember. I swear it's Bitcoin Cash, but it basically culminates blockchain transactions. Okay. Nasdaq did post its weekly percentage drop since March of 2020, down 7.5, while S&P notches its largest weekly percentage since March of 2020, and Dow suffers its biggest weekly drop. So everything dropped last week. Yes, everything, we understand. Everything was down 7 to 8%. Okay. When things are down 10 to 12%, then it's a corrective pattern, and we look at long-term bear markets. So we're pulling back pretty heavily. Like, I'm not going to go out and say that we are in a bear market yet, but we've definitely pulled back. We have to hit a couple extra numbers with big earnings coming out this week, right? There are some companies that can affect the market. If you start hearing talks or hearing things on Twitter about black swan events or anything like that, remember back to where the beer bug hit and get ready to buy the F and dip, dude. Like, I'm so pissed I didn't get Bitcoin at 4,000, right? Or I didn't get American at 8. I didn't get Tesla at 120, right? I'm prepared for it this time, though. Yeah, I've got a stack. I've got a stockpile of cash. Yes, I'm sitting in cash that I'm waiting for some longer term investments. Okay, so S&P closed below its 200 moving average for the first time since June of 2020, and the Dow falls for the 6th straight session. Okay, so in just generalized news, U.S. futures, which we're going to start looking at now, U.S. futures reversed lower again after overnight gains, with down about 2.25% amid the Fed and Ukraine concerns. The 10-year, right, slipped under 1.73, and bonds and as asset bonds and gold gained 183 point. Gold is gaining. Okay, so like I said, there's that rotation from gold into crypto and from crypto into gold. Makes sense to me. Geopolitical tensions are adding market instability. Actually, war is good for the market. Once they decide, right? Uh, as daily headline warns of possible Russian incursion into Ukraine, warnings over Ukraine are coming in loud after the State Department ordered diplomats' families to leave the country, saying military reaction by Russia could come at any time. It's true. U.S. government will not be in a position to evacuate American citizens in such a contingency. Get out while you can, is what they're saying. Okay. Markets finally showing some fear as the VIX is above 30 on Monday, its highest level since is VIX really above 30? Hold on, that can't be true. If you don't have VIX on one of your charts, you need to grab it. Hold on. It's a 31. That's massive. ES fell out. Oh my gosh, this is going to be glorious. Okay. In addition to Russia, concerned investors are worried about interest rate hikes. I don't know what VIX you're looking at. VIX I have is at 31 last. FOMC decision Wednesday. So investors are worried about raising rate environment ahead of FOMC decision Wednesday as markets are pricing in 4 interest rate hikes increases from the Fed with the first in March. So the 2022 meeting in the central bank's monetary policy group will be closely monitored. Now, here's the thing: if Powell comes out and says, if he says raise rates, then the market's going to crater. SPX going to go to 40. Yeah, so he has to be very careful. If he does nothing, then I think we see a little bit of a recovery, gearing up for that March pullback. But if he comes in now and says, "Oh, we're gonna," if we start tapering, or if Powell, like Wednesday is going to be a big day. So if you're getting into options, okay, please, please, please treat this market like a ice bath, right? Get in and get out. Do not be like, I'm going to hold this and hold. Don't hold and hope. You can't. If you don't feel comfortable, paper trade this week. Learn what happens in extreme volatility. See how things react. Learn to play the downside. Paper trade. Do something. Sit in cash. I'm in cash. Like, I'll make 1 or 2 trades, but I promise you that $900 Tesla trade I made on Friday, I was willing to get, I lottoed 150 into 900, but I was fully expecting it to go to 0, and I was okay with that. Like, if you can't be like, I'm totally okay with throwing this money away, like, don't, please. This is not the market you're used to. Please, please, please just be careful. Paper trade it. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I'll paper trade it with you, right? If you need, if you're like, paper trading is boring and not fun, I agree, it's not. But having money is way more fun, right? If you want a paper trading buddy, I'll be your paper trading buddy. I got you. Like, I'm cool with it. Patience, 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 please. Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. All right. In Asian markets, the Nikkei index gained 66 points. Shanghai index was changed a little, and Hang Seng fell over 300 points. That's a big drop. Wow. In Germany, DAX is down 1.8%. That's another big drop. And the FTC is down 1.1%. So everything's down about 1 to 1.5%. So we can anticipate that. All right. Looking at this ES, we broke the 23. It's getting scary. Okay. Here we go. I have to remember as Johnny would say, my big A head would be over in the right, is covering up everything, right? Okay, so what? Can I do a crypto video about what I've learned so far and translate it to English for us? Dude, I don't think that's possible. All right, let's get into it. So this is a futures chart, right? Obviously, typically, if you're new to the stream, what we have here is we have the ES, NQ, the YM, and the Russell. So SPY, QQQ, Dow, and I can't remember what the Russell is. The bottom row, we have gold, crude, bonds and the Japanese yen. The philosophy is if the bottom rose down, the top rose up. That's the way we like to trade stocks, right? Basically, what that means is that if bonds are down and the equity equivalent for ZB is TLT, and TLT is a little snitch, it'll let you know what's going on in the market before it hits the market. So if bonds are falling, then typically the ES will be rising, right? If gold is down, crypto is usually up, right? So just we look at these as a pulse for what's happening in the overall market. Now, we're going to look at these on the daily, and I'm going to go through these four really quickly because we have pulled back below the 200 SMA. Last time we pulled back below the 200 SMA was where? What's here? March, April, May 20th of 2020, right? So 2 years ago since we've been at this level. We pulled back below it. We broke the 382 extension where I was like, hey, that's a pretty big level there. Well, we broke below it. So now we're either going to trade in this long-term demand zone that runs 4620 to about 4320, right? There's this zone here. I could probably do a better job of finding it, but what I want to do is I want to get zoomed in. Oh, where's my voodoo lines? Do I have them turned off? Oh, there they are. Hold on. I got these voodoo lines. Did they post an update? Okay, so we've just fallen off a cliff. There is, see this one right here? Let me duplicate this guy. And there is, oh, look at that. It's just the perfect demand zone that we're in right now. If we break below 43, here's the level, yo. 43.2150, 43.19. All right, 43. 43.18, below 43.18, and it gets pretty woody back down to 42. 42.60. So 43.18 break, 42.60 incoming. Do we bounce here and retest the 200 SMA? Yes. That's what we're looking to have happen. Bounce off of this demand zone, retest this. Now it's a supply zone for resistance, right? If we reject off it there, then we may just chop in this area here. If we give up the ghost, then we have to, we have to pull out our handy dandy fib levels and look at the next previous low at 42.20, right? This green line that you see here, this is the reversion line. This is what they base your probability analysis with standard deviations or deviations away from the mean. This is what, like the Black-Scholes model, this is what all probability analysis is based off of, is zero line. Okay. This zero line, stocks 60%, 68.6% of stocks trade within this orange line and this orange line. That is one deviation away from the zero line, right? I know it's really hard to see because I'm very zoomed out, but from COVID lows to now, that zero line is pretty much what we've been riding, okay? Between one standard deviation, orange line to orange line, 68% of all stocks trade within that. 90% of all stocks trade with between the green line and the green line, which is two standard deviations, and 98 or 95% of all stocks trade within three deviations away from the mean. Okay, just so that you understand what we've got going on there. We're currently trading at almost one standard deviation away from the mean. That's a very big pullback, yes, and we're looking to come and touch previous lows if we get through this, right? There's the downside move. Okay, looking at it on a 4-hour, right? So I'm looking for this, right? Looking for, oh, deja vu. Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. Oh, I love it. Okay, sorry. Yes, extended deja vu. Yeah, I'm multimillionaire. Let's go, baby. Okay, so we're hanging out below the 2-3 fib retracement, we would look to overtake that and move back up to the 382. If we can't do that and we come back down, the low is going to be 43.18, right? Or 43, geez, 43. I'm just going to call it 43.18. Then we'd look for a bounce recovery. Okay, that is the ES, and then looking at it on the 30-minute, right? We bounced, came up, rejected this supply zone, and we came back down, and are testing this new demand zone. Okay, that is, but we do have everything's stacked negative. So, okay, bounce, rally, chop, 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 back up. Okay, we have to clear 43.7850, and then we have the previous lows to contend with. So do we trade up into that previous supply zone, or do we trade down to the bottom of this demand zone? That's what we're going to look for today. Okay. All right, moving on. How am I doing on time? Sorry for rambling as much as I've done today, but I think it's important that we try to get a little bit deeper into these as we can. Okay, so I've got the voodoo lines on this that are actually working. So we broke below the tree line. We broke below previous lows. We broke out of the demand zone. So now we have to come and look for our next level down demand zone. We took out, this is the NQ. So we took out this fib level. So this whole fib retracement is invalidated. Okay. We have a negative 382 all the way down here at previous lows. I'm going to leave that up because we may come and hit it. It's also a snow line. Okay. This is on the daily chart. If the NQ does tumble even further, we have a little bit of relief coming in at 14,000, right? So another 220 point drop to 14,000. Get your puts ready, folks. Right? Just play the downside. All right. But I'm also going to go ahead and throw up another fib retracement from all-time high to previous low. So we're getting back into May of 2021 here. Okay. So there's a lot of lines that are overlapping, right? This key level that we took out was the 382 from previous low to all-time high. Do we come down and test? Geez, we're dropping like a flipping rock. All right, so there is a supply zone right here. Let me draw it up for you. It's basically that level fits perfectly. I have to make this accurate based on ATR. So this is just a is that a $50 channel? Hold on. Yeah, it's a $50. This is a $50 channel right here. I think that the NQ's ATR is more than that, so I think I need to look at redoing this. So the reason I'm him and hawing about it is because I'm going to show you this doji here from June 8th of 21, and I want you to look at how it lines up. See, this doji lines up perfectly with the 382. So I'm thinking of running this supply zone or demand zone right off of it, right? It lines smack dab up with it, right? Most of these doji, right? Most dojis are going to be this ATR, this average true range there. I mean, I like it. I like it as a downside target. 382. The other one that I was looking at possibly doing was this one here. This large doji, which could be the previous level. Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right, sorry about that. So, how's the puppy? I'll take it outside here in a second, okay? All right, so yeah, like I said, pull back to the 382, 3824, 1380, 13,824 possible downside target, or we bounce off of this previous low at 14, right? 14,000 psychological level. All right, I've got to hurry. I got to take my dog out when we take a break real quick. But yeah, we're just blowing through stuff, right? This is the 4 hour, right? Support rejected, failed it. Do we come back down to this mogul level, which is 1409, or do we come back down to the 0.236 retracement? Okay, it's starting to get a little bit more sketchy, right? What? What's wrong? All right, so like I said, see how we retested the 21 there and we couldn't break it, and so we're going to continue to, I think we continue to fade. There's lots of things that we can do, right? We can look at downward trend lines, but I think Fibonacci is probably going to be the best indicator of any potential downside moves, right? I can't believe we took that level out. It's crazy. All right, I'm going to go through the rest of these really quick. I have to take a quick break, let my dog out for a second too, and that's fine though. So I'm going to get through the futures. Okay, moving on to the next one. We've got Dow. What's happening on the Dow? So Dow broke previous. Like I said, I think that there's a little chair, right? How do I get this over here? I think there may be, right? There may be some support coming in at this level. Yeah. Previous lows, right? There is looks like there's a demand zone that runs here again. So I don't have the lineup, but see this white line here and the two orange lines. So 33,317 as potential pullback on the Dow, or it bounces here, which is previous lows, and moves up. All right, I'll tell you what, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave this up for you. I'm gonna go take care of the dog real quick. Let me just get this set up real quick. All right, sorry about that. New puppy waking up, having to tell my daughter that she tested positive and she can't. She's still on the soccer team, so she can't. She can't play. She has a game today. She's gonna be stuck at the house with me. It's gonna drive her nuts. Russell on the daily. So remember the Russell, it broke everything. I don't think. Wow, that's crazy. So it can't be right. I have to adjust that. So the Russell is pulling back to previous trading zones. So we've got lows at 1916, 1880. So that's the downside target for the Russell. And then we're looking at the 4 hour, right? It broke through that previous, it's just broken everything. Right. All right. So downside target 1949. 1949 followed by 1925. Okay. All right. And then finally, let's look at gold is trying to make it rally up. It broke above its previous level. Crude is obviously uptrending, which is decent. It's trading at about 1 ATR. And then ZB, nice little bounce, right? If this makes an inverse head and shoulders on the daily, right, then we've got a longer term move on bonds coming up, rotation out of equities into bonds, sketchy. And then remember when at the end, the last couple, the beginning of, right, the last 30 days of the yen falling, everything was great for us while the yen's starting to raise again. So this is the daily chart. I'm going to drop these down to the 3-minute and then so leave this up for a second. I'm going to be a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll get into all right. So we'll be right back. And of course, I had my mic off the whole time. Lord, I know. Sorry about that. Okay, so the flow index algo tracks large institutions, hedge funds, smart money purchases, not just purchases, but transactions. It creates its own flow index algorithm, all of that. It's a predictive indicator where price action is lagging. Okay, so what that means is that, for example, in Twilio, the flow index, they started buying into Twilio as price was coming down, thinking that when price finally finds a bottom, they get in at a good value. Price will follow the flow index. So flow index comes up, and they're buying into it. So once price finds a support level, then it will start retracing to follow the flow index, and that divergence will be played out. Okay. Large institutions can't just drop $1 billion trade, it'll affect the market. So they slowly have to scale in and out of positions. And that's what's happening here in Twilio. Okay. So what we look for is divergences like Twilio, knowing that at this point, 221, some divergence has occurred and price will eventually retrace to that level. Okay. Off of lows. So they're buying this whole time as price is coming down. They're buying into it so that when it finally reverses, they start selling out of it. They're making money on the way up. Okay. So with that being said, I went over these on the weekend watch list. I'm going to scroll back through the chat real quick and see which ones you all want me to look at real quick, and say good morning, Binky, morning, Johnny, morning, Killer, morning, Laz. Who else is here? Okay, what's up, Andrew? I'm not still muted, am I? Check, check, check. No, y'all can hear me now, right? Can you hear me? You should be able to hear me. Check, check, checker. Check, check, check. Yeah, you guys can hear me. Let me turn this up a little bit more. All right. Can you hear me? Yes or no? Check, check, check. Thanks, Les. All right. So give me your requests. Let's look and see what we got. Scrolling up to the top. Binky would like to look at Amazon. Absolutely. Google. What else we got here? Spy in the queues. And looking at Amazon. So just pop these up this way. All right. So real quick chart layout. White bar is the flow index. Green is price action. Blue lines across the screen are dark pool trades or regular block trades. And my big old head is in the way. How am I going to do this today? I guess I'm going to have to do that. Nope. It's going to mess up the algo flow index. Let me do this. I'm going to have to go like that, because the more I move this, the more the flow index is jacked. Okay. So Amazon came down. We had a little bit of divergence. The index is trading with price action right now. We are at regular block trade levels at 282.52, dark pool 2668, and then dark pool 2900. A little bit of minor divergence occurring here, right? Looking back on block trades for the last 3 days, looking at the 1 minute flow index from the end of Friday, we had a little bit of we had a crossover finally. And now we're starting to get a little bit of price action moving, or the flow index moving price action. Flow index is making a series of higher highs and higher lows. Depending on what happens at the open, if price breaks below this regular block at 282.50 or 28.50. All right, so this is Amazon on the 5 minute, right? So it's getting a nice little rally in the morning, right? Amazon is actually stack positive moving averages, 1321, 3450, 200 SMA. Slingshot squeeze getting ready to release, right? Ready and Fire is giving off some buy signals. I'm going to look at it on the 30-minute chart, right? Big O broke above VWAP. Let me get my VWAP set here. Yeah, it's way above point of control. Amazon's looking for a nice recovery. Flow index is backing that up. We have dark pool at 28 68 and 2900. Amazon's currently trading at about 2780 or 28. Oh, hold on. Whoopsie. That sucked. My bad. I was like, go Amazon. Yeah, Amazon is falling off a cliff. All right. So that would, I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. So Amazon broke through those levels. The flow index is going to continue to drag price down with it. Some of that divergence might be occurring. Amazon, you know what? I got to go here. Sorry. All right. Amazon. Wow. Big old sell off. Amazon incoming week monthly bottom 26. So 2700 psychological level, break below 2700, we get 2632. Okay. Those are big levels on Amazon. It's a 4-hour. Let's look at the daily. All right. So we are trading about 3 ATRs away. Monthly bottom 26. 2650. It is what it is. Okay, moving on. The next one up on our list was Google. Come here. Good puppy. Good puppy. Come here. Oh. I mean, it is what it is. She's gonna want to do what she wants to do. Oh, new puppies. Sorry. All right, Google. Dark pool. Wow, there's a dark pool down here at 25.99 that we touched off of. Regular block at 26.07. Google came up actually on the list for this week as being at a good position for support. Right. Hey, buddies. Get down. All right. So, when's earnings? All right. Google's coming into earnings. They're chilling at the weekly bottom, which is pretty significant support inside the monthly cloud. So they barely broke the 200 on the daily. So looking for Google to retest to 200 possibly. If not, it falls down to the weekly bottom at 2553. So 2550 puts on Google, and then 2650 calls would be what I'd look for this week, right? A little slingshot, possibly setting up for some reversals. 2539. Did I say? I'm sorry. We broke below the weekly bottom. Jeez. Monthly mid at 2200. That's a big drop on Google. It may happen though. So monthly mid, 2412 is a potential area of support. Below that, 2200 incoming. All right, that's Google. The market is nasty right now, and I have to remember I'm being very bullishly biased for some reason. I don't know why. I need to get that out of my head. Get that out of my head. Spy. Okay. Ill spy. The spire. The Spironius. Let me get rid of some of these block trades. All right, here, hold on. So I'm using Restream, right, which sucks up all my bandwidth. So yeah, my bad. Let me see if I can shut some of this stuff down. All right, here we go. 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Today's been a crazy day. All right, so SPY. All right, last 3 days of block trades. Last 2 days. So off of a dark pool clustered level, we get a rip going into yesterday or into Friday. So there's a bunch of dark pools at 43 or 437, 437, 438. Regulars start coming in at 43870. And then 44180, right? So the flow index couldn't so higher low, higher low, higher high. Looking at it on the 1 minute, pretty decent divergence that's traded out. All right, 1 second. Hey, the waters, do you see the water? Let them out. So SPY double bottom off of these dark pool levels. Those are probably sell orders, considering this fact that SPY is continuing its downtrend, right? It was going to have a slingshot squeeze. It rejected the 50 on the 30 minute. So we have to look at its next leg down. Okay. So SPY broke its daily 200 and it's on its way down to this weekly bottom. And it's just chilling in the weekly bottom right now. So this would be a good bounce opportunity for it. So slingshot squeeze getting ready to release. Right. Let me drop this one down to the 4 hours so we can actually see what's going on. All right. Nice little bounce off the daily bottom up to the 4 hour mid 200 SMA. So 441 upside target on SPY. And then I've got a 428 downside target. So if we can start recovering some of these intraday Keltner channels, the 5, the 15, and the 30, up, bounce up to the 5 mid, up, bounce up to the 5 top at 441. Okay, this is what that move would look like if it happens. So we retake some of these levels here, we come up and we test this level here, and then we finally move up there. Contrarian, if that doesn't work out, then right, we reject these levels and we get a larger downside move. Right? Down to, where did I say? 429. So right down here, 429. So that's what that move looks like on SPY. The same thing is going to be true for the Qs. I think the QQQ's probably got a little bit of a chance at recovery, simply because the next stop for the QQQ is a monthly mid at 329. Right, so we're hoping for a little bit of recovery. We're hoping that this move here, right? Look at that big old John Wick killer right there. Took out all these stops. Okay, so possible recovery. Looking for this bounce to take place here. Give me the dang thing. Right, for a move like this, right? That's the move we're looking for on the Qs. Contrarian, if that doesn't work, then 342 support below that 342, right? We got another mogul line down at 336. And if that level fails, monthly bottom incoming or monthly mid incoming. Okay. QQQ on the algo looks like this. No, the puppies. Look at this. Oh, this is gorgeous bullish divergence occurring coming into Friday, right? So do we get a quick pop and rally? That's what I'm looking for to have happen on the QQQ. Move to 355 possibly, which is the 4 hour bottom weekly cloud. 358 at the extreme. So 355, 358. That puts us up at some of these dark pools. There's a dark pool at 356.50 and then one at 361. This one at 361 came in and didn't get filled, so it will act as a magnet. So if we do get a quick bounce recovery, right, rallying back to the 21, right, everybody talks about reverting to the mean. Well, looking at QQQ The mean for the QQQ is at 378. So even if we rally back to the 200, 365, that's a big move back up. Could very well possibly happen. I think 370, I don't know. We're going to have to keep a close eye on it. When that happens, let's look at the 30-minute chart, use that as our guide. We ripped, right? We're trying to get back up here. What do you need, buddy? Come here. What's wrong? What's up? What are you whining? Huh? You're okay. Yes, you're okay. You're okay. Good copper. Yes, you are. I know it's cold outside. All right, so that's the move on the QQQ, and then finally, maybe a walk-off field goal for the win. You're absolutely right. All right, I just want to make sure I got everybody taken care of. Did I miss anybody's requests? Costco. I'll do Costco real quick. Watch list. And then AMD and CCL. Yes, Johnny, I got you. All right, so Costco, algo trading with, or the flow index trading with price action, maybe a little double bottom here off of 140 or 481.61. As far as support goes, 30-minute, 4-hour bottom, slingshot squeeze getting ready to happen. Looks like we're going to try to fight back, at least rally up to the 21. So what I'd like to see on a move for Costco is a rally to 482 or 483. Above 483, I think we go a month, 4-hour mid at 490. Okay. I'm going to move through these last ones really quickly because I got to go take the dog out real quick. All right. CCL. Again, very similar. This is kind of an H-shaped pattern or possible W-shaped pattern. Dark pull support's coming in at 20. That's a pretty significant support for Carnival. I've traded it 20 as a psychological level as well. Below 20, it starts to get real nasty. It did break down below 20 pre-market. Let's look at this. Oh, it just failed. So I'd look for maybe retest of the daily bottom at 1930. And then the extended move back down to the weekly bottom at 18, right? Contrarian, if it breaks up above, if it can retake 1950, 20, then we can look at 20 to 21, okay? It's all going to depend on what happens intraday at this 1950 level, okay? That's the key for Carnival Cruise Line. And then the last one was AMD that I saw. AMD is probably one of my new favorite stocks to trade. However, it's just been downtrending, down, 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 down. Double bottom on the algo level at 118. Oh, wow, that's glorious. That's probably a good buy opportunity. 118. And then finally, AMD on from the Keltner channel perspective, ripped, couldn't retake the 21, right? Couldn't break above the 34. It is still downtrending. It made a lower low. Weekly bottoms at 107. So if these intraday cycles hold and we can retake, 117.50, right? We can take out that previous high, 118. Then we retest the 4-hour bottom at 120, 122. Maybe a move up to 125. However, if that doesn't work and we continue to sell off, we've got a 200 down here. What is this? Is that a trend line? What did I draw there? What is that? It's a moving average, 200 moving average, weekly bottom at 108. Okay, I got to run. Thanks for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay green, and the increases in the activity of the high frequency trades. What do they usually do? Is the question. I'm not sure. Oh, so it really depends. We can't tell what dark pools are doing, but usually if there's a rip off of a dark pool level, then you can tell that was a buy order, and just mark those up on your levels. Okay, I do got to run. Thanks for joining me. Dark pool. I'll go see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye now.